also a few things I wanted to mention real quick, if I can make it quick. Oh man, I definitely almost felt triggered when watching this other episode of Women of the Movement. I didn't even finish it. I think it's like the fourth or fifth episode. The episode called Mothers and Sons. Oh God. Mm. I really should have caught on God before I even started watching it. And the next time I do finish it or whatever, I'm going to have to just continue to ask God to be in the midst for me to even stomach it and all that. And oh my goodness. But it's interesting. I'm looking at different perspectives of it. I'm looking at how the old court systems or whatever was set up, and it's strange. I don't know if it's just the way TV is portraying it or what, but um, one thing my sons like to sit there and say, that's what she says, and I'm sitting here like, y'all ain't been around no other she except for me anyway, so what the heck are y'all talking about? But it makes me think, I have two black sons, and it just makes me think and feel like, oh, I'm so glad that it's not, so to speak, illegal to catcall at a white woman, but anybody in general, whatever. At the same time, I can understand, if that's happening. I know that oftentimes, that's unwanted attention, but I'm just so glad that that's so petty, and it's not. I guess it's not so offensive to white people these days, or white female, or whatever. Could still feel offended, but a lot of them take it as a compliment and flattered by it. And of course, it's interracial dating and all that these days, whatever. Cause that's some scary. That's some in my what's her name? Not Regina King, Lord, Regina Hall. Speaking of Regina King, I see that whole situation in the media. But Regina Hall, when she was like, "There's some skirtish." Like seriously, it's creepy. It's real creepy out here in this world, and it's just like you don't want to be uncovered. You don't want to not have a protector. I ain't even talking about a gun. I mean, because it's just some stuff, of course, that guns would, if you just shoot somebody over a cat call or something, which of course, seemingly what they did, um, that's not right. That's not righteous. But I don't know. I mean, God looks on the inside, so he knows the intentions. He knows if this was a 14-year-old boy who was just playing around, who got influenced by some other young guys or whatever, and he just got himself caught up in a bad situation. Or if this was a little boy who, like some of the young dudes these days, they have already, been tampered with by an older female. Like, for instance, some industry guys have already spoken that they lost virginities at 8 and 9. You know what I'm saying? So definitely by the time you were 12, 13, 14, I'm saying you might know a little something more than what the average 13, 14, 15-year-old knows or whatever. So, only God knows if it was one of those cases or whatever where he could really, oh, I know what I'm doing, so I really can. You know what I'm saying? It's not even that he wanted to offend, but just don't even have the mature mindset that this could really offend somebody, and this is the wrong energy to be sending out. Um, I don't know, so it was bothersome or whatever watching it. And like I said, I had about 5 or 6 minutes left on it to watch, and I just couldn't even. When I seen the lady that's portraying Mamie Till just crying her tears at the same time that the white lady was, the Carol Ann Bryant was crying her tears when she was saying how he touched her and how he approached her, I was just about to lose it. So I was just like, let me get up. And yeah. But just speaking of petty people pressing petty charges, I know she went and said that she went to they put it in the series, and she went to the car and got the gun, and everybody started clapping like she was in the pulpit preaching, like she spitting. They clapped and did, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying, and amen and all that, you know. I need to turn my, I do need to turn my massage pad on though. I had some nasty food today. It wasn't terribly disgusting. Like all week I've been getting the food just been it's subpar. If that, definitely less than mediocre, and yeah, I feel a type of way. Like I feel like y'all intentionally was trying to offend me with these orders. Anywho, so I was hungry, so I just tried to get through them. But speaking of petty, it's like the similar thing that, and I don't even really like bringing this up, but I'm going to for the sake of what I'm talking about today, tonight, this evening, whatever. But and then the other thing is because that number ain't really coming up every day, or hitting like a lotto, should I say. It's coming up every now and then, like it's trying to fade. It wants to fade, but it don't want to. Some days it don't want to. Some days that's how I feel. That's how I take it. That's how I describe it. But yeah, but before the boys' dad mom passed, she pressed those charges, and she said that I harassed her. So that could be called harassment, and that's the thing. A cat call could be considered harassment. That's what I said. It's not really illegal, so to speak, but I guess somebody could make it, a crime or whatever. But if they wanted to, number one, I feel like be petty and be mean and definitely be spiteful, and go press petty charges or whatever. But anywho, she pressed the charges saying that I said that her grandsons were still alive, and I did. She said that I was harassing her and cyberbullying, and I was just like, oh my god, are you serious? Like when I got the papers in the mail, I just never. It's like ever since then too. It's been like, or even maybe even before then, it's been like a era of pettiness, a petty movement, definitely, where people were just, what I'm saying, just really pinching and trying me or whatever, and just like like how I seen. I think it might have been the ones that was going to sit at the counter, or people that were going to protest or boycott or the sit-ins or whatever, where they had to practice getting spit on and this, that, and the third, and Um, not budge. They not expected to budge or react or retaliate or whatever, because they were making, what I'm saying, they were taking a stand, and that's just how I felt. Like, yeah, egg in my face, tomatoes thrown at me, spit on this, that, and the third, and you name it. But I'm not supposed to react, and so anyway, yeah. So I'm speaking of that because it's like, yeah, she pressed those petty, mean charges, and I was, I guess, awakened to that. We doing that. That's how we living. That's what we supposed to be out here doing. I started feeling like that. Never did I really feel like that's what I need to go do, but I just was awakened to, oh, okay, or some would say educated. You can press charges for that. Like I just really didn't know. So I was like, oh my goodness, some weird stuff going on out here. So when I got that on the paper, and the paper actually said that, because you have to, if you telling somebody that you got harassed, they want to know what's the form of harassment you got. And she said my grandsons were still alive. When I seen that, oh god. And like I said, I don't even want to bring this up, especially in 2022. You know what I'm saying? That was 2017 that it happened, that it initiated, and it was going into. Did it go into 2018? No, it didn't go into 2018. The same year that it started, it was pretty much cut down, cut off for real, like quickly, like the Bible described. Soon be cut off. And yes, no sooner than it started, it was over. And what I'm saying, 2018, she was dead, and that's just what it is. And I'm, you know, at times I be almost cowering when I say it like that, but I gotta keep it real. It just is what it is. That's what happened. Didn't you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was gonna happen like that. I didn't have no indication, you know what I'm saying, or anything about that lady leaving this place or whatever after she did that. Like, mind you, I have known her, or known of her, should I say, since, of course, I linked up with the boys' dad, and I met her in like December of 2011, going into 2012. After I had already been dealing with her son for like a year and some change or whatever. But yeah, I met her then when I was pregnant with our son. And so, I know her for 2000, well, say 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 6 years later, she pressing charges on me, and it's like, what? Wait, what? Even though my daughter's dad did, same, similar, or whatever, it was just, like I said, it was just different the way it played out. I mean, hers was definitely a whole lot more subtle and undercover. She wanted a reason to be able to go against me in court and all types of other stuff or whatever. And I don't even want to go deep on that because I'm really that right there. I definitely feel like that definitely needs to be done away with and handled or whatever. But just the whole essence of and the stain of everything that has went on. But anyway, let me stay up to date because right now I'm speaking on this one. So yeah, she did that or whatever, and yeah, of course it got dismissed. It got dismissed before I reached the judge, and I always laugh and chuckle at it because I'm just like, wow, are you serious? It got dismissed. I wasn't laughing, and I ain't like it when it first happened because I just, I took the court system and stuff so serious, and to me now it's like a joke, if not more. But yeah, um, when the lady came in, she was like, "Can you just apologize to this person because I don't even want this to go in front of the judge." She was like, "It's guaranteed to get dismissed, but I don't want you to have to pay the $100." So I was like, "Oh, so now y'all paying $100 just to dismiss somebody? Somebody can get charges pressed against them, and if it gets dismissed for whatever reason, they have to pay $100." Basically, because the court spent that time. I was so grateful for that. And it gave me the opportunity to look in this lady's face and just let her know that this not it. This not what you want. This don't do that. Um. So yeah, it's just the pettiness of it all. And so like, if that lady, Carolyn, I mean, again, God knows all the details. He was there. He know what happened on that day in August of what was it, 1955. Um. And then this is again to me, it's so crazy-ish that this happened, I guess, August the 24th. And again, this lady who I was just speaking, this female who I was speaking, who's no longer here, who I was speaking of, that similar thing happened. Her that she died August the 28th or something like that, and that was around the time that um Emmett Till died or body was found or whatever the case may be. But anyway, some may say that has no correlation. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's trying to spin about that because every time I see it and I'm reminded that he died somewhere between August 27th and 28th or something like that or whatever, I just be like, wait, what? For what? Because that date actually comes every year and been coming every year for a long time. And, even in 1955, somebody was dying on that day or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I don't know. And then I go back to 2017, that date around like the 27th, 28th. Oh my goodness. Like, and her son was coming up in my house, coming up in this residence, and he was, I guess, trying me, and I just didn't know. I thought about it earlier today because I was eating some Chinese food and I like started feeling sick. I'm talking about back in 2017. I started feeling sick, like I wanted to throw up, and it just reminded when I was dealing with that, it reminded me of a dog returning to its vomit. That's just what scripture stood out. Like even when I was getting ready to, I guess, deal with or go back to my daughter's dad, it was spider web. So of course that now I look back and that's to me got something to do with the occult and stuff like that. So thank you God because I needed to be reminded because I just had a dream regarding my daughter and. Okay, so now I'm understanding a little more why spider webs with that one. I would always feel like this spider web type thing. I didn't know that, so of course it's occult and it's witchcraft and all that, or whatever. But then with him, it was more biblical reference for me by again dog returning to the vomit, but I didn't connect the two that he's about to come over here and um and I feel like I'm about to throw up. And now I do. Of course, I knew when I was dealing with him that, oh, I had this experience with my daughter's dad, and it's only been by the guys that I've been pregnant by. It hasn't been, of course, anybody else, and not to put myself out there, but anybody else that I've been so-called intimate with, because I ain't really been intimate. I wasn't really intimate with them anyway. I was just chilling or whatever, or what I thought. Netflix and chill. No, but yeah, the pettiness of it all, and for somebody to have spoken petty over my life and stuff, and I be wanting to sit here and do petty stuff, and I've heard people just, uh, just speak, oh, I'm team petty, and this, that, and the third, and I didn't grasp it, I didn't understand it then, because I'm on the petty movement, this, that, and the third, and I'm like, what? Even again, the so-called best friend that I'm like, wait, what? But it got to me where I was like, I'm about to learn how to be petty if I don't know how, and I'm about to do this, that, and what I'm saying. I wasn't planning on doing a whole lot of stuff, and I'm like, where I need to apply it at, and I was like, you know what? It like even if I felt like I was getting ready to do something, I was like, it does not pay, like it does not, and it for one, it's not gonna work for me the same that it seems like it's working for them, but it's mean. You want to be mean. Like, why would you choose to want to be a mean person? So, I don't know. I just personally, I don't care for stuff like that. I hope and pray that it's more people like me in the world where you don't want to choose to be mean. It's one, they've called me mean and spoke that on me, but I don't live like that. That's not me. That's not a, like, that's, you're mislabeling me and stuff like that. But I'm definitely not a pushover. I'm definitely not, and that's just naturally me. Like, I'm not, once I grew into my womanhood and what maturity I do have, it's like, yeah, I don't, because you already like live in a certain type of way, you're like, wait a minute, nobody should be being mean to me. I'm not out here treating nobody mean. I ain't saying I ain't did stuff again in the past or whatever, as far as that was offensive to people, and yeah, and it could be considered definitely mean, but I mean, for at least more than a decade, if not two, but definitely more than a decade and maybe a half, I ain't been being. I mean, I never really could describe mine as being petty, and as far as me ever just choosing to be mean, I just didn't have it. That wasn't what I felt the need to do. These days, I be feeling it a little more like, oh, I'm ready to cut the damn food on them, just for the sake of cutting the damn food. But then that's when God will be like, I don't want you doing that. And I'm like, ugh, but Lord, like, but why? Why can't I? But so that was that. So I said all that to say too. Man, just watching that. I'm gonna keep watching it or whatever, but I really gotta be covered. Like, oof, I gotta cover myself. I think it's sad, And again, of course, I have two black sons. I'm just thinking, like, what if one of them go out here and whistle at somebody and somebody feels offended, I'm like, man, I'm asking God to go ahead and cover and go ahead of the enemy now, and just go ahead and cover my sons, because they might be doing something that they don't think is offensive, and to me it'll either be the lack of home training because of their dad's absence or whatever, something like that, or it could be anything tied into there. But I know what I'm raising. I know who I am. I know what's on the inside of me, and I know I don't go out here trying to teach people just to be mean for the sake of being mean. So anyway, um, so yeah, to bring it up to speed, like I was saying earlier, that infamous number that is attached to what her birth date is, and attached to some, even regarding my daughter's dad, like attached to his quote unquote leisure activities or whatever. Um, it really haven't been like coming. When it comes up, it still gets on my nerves, but it's like it's not a hitting like a jackpot lotto. Um, but I was just thinking about how I spent that jail time, and in one instance, like a quick instance, let's just say a time span of 2 to 5 minutes. 1 minute I was laying down on a cot, just I was still thanking God, praising God, and He even gave me a reason to smile, but not thinking that I'm going anywhere. Oh, this is where I'm gonna be at for another night, or who knows how long. And I do remember one of the so-called CEOs saying, "Well, they can't." She wasn't talking to me, but she was saying to somebody else, "Well, they can't keep you in here forever," because one girl would just keep asking questions or whatever. It was a white girl, and she was in the cell next to me, and it was a suicide watch cell. It was two suicide watch cells, and they were in what they call a bubble. They was like, they can't keep you in here forever. And you know that thing was is I'm telling you, it's meant to make you go crazy. You don't know who been up in there before you, this, that, and third. You don't know if somebody died in there. You don't know nothing. But anyway, and I was just thinking to myself, I mean, I hope not. Like they should have some people in here, period. But you know, so just with watching Color Purple last night and watching and getting back on watching this today, I'm like, man, that could be some wild stuff. And I know that God is looking down, looking, he ain't looking up, but I feel like he looking down, he looking, you know what I'm saying? He's looking upon all of this that be going on in this world. Um, so I'm laying on the cot a minute, you know what I'm saying? And God is definitely preparing me and telling me to smile and stuff. And he put even the person on my mind who came to um quote unquote bail me out. I don't want to call it bail out because bail me out of what? Bail me out for what? I didn't commit the crime that y'all trying to. But he put the person on my mind and heart that um was there to pick me. I guess I just have to say pick me up or whatever because I can't really say. He won't even allow me to say, even though there was a bond and all that paid. I can't really say it like that. I have to be obedient. It is what it is. But I pray that he give me the words to say. I know that she was there to. I wanted to say receive me, but I don't think that. I don't think that was it. But anyway, that'll give me that when it's time and however. Um, but yeah, that person was there, and so of course that was him just confirming with me. See, you know what I'm saying? And he even got. I told you the person. I gave you the person on your mind before you got out, and they was there. And it's the third. I had you smiling before you got out, and you didn't even know. I had you smiling before you knew that you was getting ready to get out. So when the lady, her, she, them, because that's just what it was, came to the door, and she was like, "You ready to go?" And I'm like, "What? Wait, what? I'm getting ready to go." I was so happy, but anyway, I don't want to even go back there or whatever. But laying on the cot, when I had to say all that to say, I just had to put the details in there. But laying on the cot 1 minute, and then next thing I know, I got my clothes on. I'm getting ready to walk out the door with my stuff free, just like when I freely came up there. Freely walked up there. Um. I'm like, what? And I'm trying to tell you that thing will institutionalize you. I mean, it just don't take long to do that anyway. But yeah, to try to get you to break and this, that, and the third. And it's like, man, for one, if you are living right, you don't got, and whatever I did that was wrong, me personally, I'm already going to submit it to God. That don't mean that it ain't gonna be no consequences for it. That don't mean that you can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, God," or "I apologize, God," and but you still need your butt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I had already made or got started to make it right between me and God. So what are you trying to break me of or whatever? But anyway, and that, if I look back, I know it was that whole thing definitely connected to her, but even after it got connected to her, other people felt offended and stuff like that. Again, they feel offended when you stand up for yourself, period. So now I gotta go back and examine, in which I don't want to closely examine, but if I have to, then I will. But examine, she got offended because I stand up and speak up for myself. Oh, okay. I guess that's what his mom did or whatever as well. I was speaking up on behalf of my boys regarding her, and that's why hence she put it in there. She said my boys, my grandsons are still alive. Like, how would you dare it just didn't make no sense. I could not comprehend that you would go and press charges. Why you would go and press charges on somebody for saying that, and you would feel like you ate, like they be saying, like you ate when you wrote that on that paper or whatever. For real? Like, not, oh, she said she gonna beat her ass, she gonna this, that, and the third. She threatened me. No, it was, oh, you feel like it. And this is so crazy. I guess some of this is coming up too because of the dream that I had earlier where her, I guess she might still be alive. I ain't heard nothing about no death, and I'm not wishing it or, but I am saying it a little lightly. As far as, I guess she's still alive or whatever, and she was trying to appear in my dream or whatever. And it's like, I don't want them type of problems. If I already connected to you one time, I just, and even if you did something, a nice gesture, like I said, a nice gesture, just like him bringing my food back over, but didn't call the police. I can't do it, baby. I can't risk at this point in my 35-year-old life. I can't risk linking back up with you like that, And so I don't know. But anyway, this may be why that's coming up, but the girl, oh girl, and I really do not even be thinking about this girl at all. Like literally, I had so many dreams about her in 2020 and maybe even before, but definitely 2020, maybe 2019 and stuff like that. And trying to reach me and trying to come for me, or either I was beating her up in the dream or something like that. But she was definitely trying to reach me, and I know I had told her one time, I was like, honey, y'all got to go higher to come for me. And I guess literally that's what she did. Went to a higher place. I don't know. Um, but guess what? When you go to a higher place to reach me, and he allows something to happen, you gonna have to answer and you're held accountable for what you're asking for, whatever the case may be. But yeah, because I'm saying that too because I literally slept on a bunk bed in my son's room, and a number called me, and I went back and I researched it, and it was a number with the person's name had her first name or whatever, had the girl's first name, but it wasn't her last name. It was just like a confirmation or an indication that this person was trying to reach me. So, if I go back down that whole timeline, 2019, 2020, 2018, I may have had some stuff. I don't know. It was maybe 2019, I think, because after he came over here, and it was on the girl's birthday, and after, especially after that, and ever since then, it was definitely trying to hit, like, so, I don't know, after I did that jail time or whatever, that if it got satisfied and somebody felt satisfied or whatever, which again, then even with her trying to reach me, it was, I guess, her trying to reach me on his behalf. He felt some type of way. And I know he felt some type of way because I kept talking about his deceased mom. Like, I kept speaking about it, and it might have sounded really harsh to him. But I didn't have no shame because I know I didn't do nothing to her as far as what she was trying to make it. I wasn't being mean to her. I was being a woman about my stuff, but I wasn't being mean to her. Um, I'm not necessarily saying I was being nice either, but I was not being, because when you come for my kids anyway, oh, they ain't got no backlights on. Well, when you come for my kids and stuff, I mean, as a mama bear, I'm not a bear literally, but I'm supposed to protect my cubs, so. And I'm supposed to speak up on their behalf when they got a dad that's not contributing, not doing. I'm asking, I'm reaching out, and you told me. Now, yes, I guess it's different if you didn't ever tell me or invite me, but you invited me to reach out to you. And this is the first time that I'm reaching out to you, and it took 2-3 years from the time that you told me that to me actually reaching out. Oh, okay. Other times he was already trying to tell me, well, call over here and do. No, if you want that to happen, you call over there. But when I really feel like I need to get something accomplished, then yeah, I will go to your mother, your so-called mother, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I was speaking about her, and I told him, I was like, she shouldn't have did what she did to my son. And it just goes back to her holding and trying to embrace my son and tell him to open his eyes, or if you're scared to open your eyes because you're gonna see the devil. And I'm sitting, this is me sitting right here in front of this person. Like, do not play with me. I don't play with that type of stuff. Like, I just never seen nobody hold somebody's newborn, and even if you play like that, I don't play like that. But evidently she was serious, and hey, she was serious enough that she's no longer here. So go girl, I guess and so that's That's one thing, honey. If he was to hear me today or be around me today, I would probably, me and him would probably get to fighting and stuff. And I don't wish this, and I don't want to speak this up, but I would get to fighting because of my mouth was, it's gonna be like, bitch, that's why your mama is fucking dead. Like, goodbye. Like, good riddance. And I don't mean to, I really don't. I don't like for my tongue to get like that, and I don't like to be, sound ugly like that. But I mean, don't hold nobody's son and do know that was some, it was definitely bold in a type of, in a diabolical type of way. I don't play like that. I don't play like that. I don't like to play like that in the first place. Like I said, I like to play board game, video game, this, that, and the third. But I don't like to do that. But yeah, he would have got mad and been in his feelings, and feelings would have been hurt instead of just saying, yeah, 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 you right, you right. Yeah, she shouldn't have did our son like that because it's not just my son, it's yours too. He came out of your boss at. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how it be. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the primary reason why we're not dealing with each other, but I do remember having a dream where he was in the pool. The girl was at a location. She had on a black bathing suit or something like that. And she was inviting me somewhere, maybe gave me a towel. I don't know. I got the dream written down. And it was her that was being a mouthpiece or inviting me to wherever he was at and whatever. And I don't know how in the heck I got there, but got to do it with them getting my earring and something like that. Again, just doing some spells and stuff like that. Um, but I do know that there was some way that I opened up the door. I had to take some kind of action. And again, that's between me and God. But no, I don't dabble in witchcraft and all that dark works. I just felt, I ain't gonna lie and say that I didn't feel a pressure to take certain measures and actions or whatever. And I just feel like that opened up the door. He was already waiting there to, the enemy was already waiting to, crouching, waiting to get in. And there you go. And, there was other doors it wasn't just me opening the door. It was my daughter doing some stuff. And again, that goes back to the occult and stuff like that, whatever she knew. I don't know. I'm not her. I just know I love her, and you know what I'm saying, she's part of me. But anyway, so I was speaking about the pettiness of it all, but how going from a jail cell, laying on a cot with no clothes on, or suicide. It was suicide watch, or you had a suicide vest on, all this whatever, the dark green Velcro vest, and then I'm getting back up my regular clothes, and I'm coming home. It's pouring down raining when I come home, but I'm coming home, and next time I'm home with my boys, and then brings me to the next point. My daughter, I don't know if she just felt like, oh, this is my way to escape, to be able to do what I want to do, the things that my mom is telling me not to engage in, or what. Because then after that, she just never returned. And that's why, I can miss my child, but I can know the reality of, she was old enough to make a decision, or I always be feeling like, well, at least somebody made her feel like she was old enough. So him and her dad and his mom hyped her up to feel like, yeah, you old enough to go against your mom. You don't got to do what she said. I have never. I have never. Now I will tell her dad straight up, this is what she not gonna do, cause she gonna listen to, she under the through. She gonna listen to what I'm telling her, and cause I was present, I was taking care of her. And again, with that whole thing, if I feel like she's not safe with you, but he was talking about certain stuff, like he was so called trying to throw his weight around. He a big dude, but yeah, trying to throw his weight around. Right, that's not relevant, girl. But anyway, um, trying to throw his weight around, talking about, I'm gonna take such and such from you. I'm gonna take that, this, that, and third. And he wasn't doing no research or finding out why before he was trying to attach a restriction to her. And I didn't like that. I don't like that type of spirit. I'm like, it's one thing if you sat down and you know what I'm saying, if you wasn't just trying to sound wrong. And I'm gonna tell you, this dude, he, I'm gonna say, he know what he talking about a good, I feel a good 75% of the time, but that 25% of the time is he's somewhere else. But anyway, I was like, you ain't taking a thing from over here. And then I just felt like, cause you out there, you doing some other stuff. You're not leading by example for her, so nobody ain't playing around with you. But anyway, So yeah, she decided, with her will and whoever else was influencing her will, that she was gonna stay elsewhere. So I'm like, what am I gonna sit here and try to fight with her for? As much as I miss and love her, all I could do is pray. And I hope. I try not to wish at all, but pray and hope. But I do miss my child, even still, till this day. This is what, January 22nd, 2022, and it's been over a year, and it's like, And again, I used to see a female on Facebook. Her twin daughters got taken by their dad, and I used to hope and pray, that her kids would return. But I also had to learn it's certain stuff, just because your feelings are into it, that don't necessarily mean that you hope and pray for that. Now I think the girls are old enough to make their own decisions, of course. Um, I feel like I want to wish that my daughter was old enough to, to not have to worry about no type of custody type thing. So, to where she could just, freely choose or whatever, but free and definitely understand and comprehend why she was making those decisions, not just influenced by somebody who's buying you material things. And because so that's the other thing that he had said. I paid too much money for it. I got him recorded saying this stuff, but I paid too much money to basically to not see my child and this, that, and the third. But you was freely able to see your child and you didn't have to pay no money. But okay. But anyway, yeah, I paid too much money to this lawyer and this, that, and the third. And so again, that's when dad took part, and he had already been doing this in 2019 or maybe even before. But that's when he started to take part. And basically, I guess it's like the setup or whatever. They set people up. They team up to set people up. And that's the thing, when you do that, like I say, I know who I answer to. I know who I submit to. So you're definitely gonna have to answer. If you do want to come up higher, you gonna get you a higher type of response, baby. I want to say just wait on it, but I'm gonna leave it where it's at. When it happens, it's gonna happen good. But anyway, so yeah, he communicated with her dad or whatever. And I'm telling you, he was already giving me indications, the boys' dad, by him saying in front of me, telling my daughter, oh, you gonna be out of that bondage and this, that, and third. So I guess that right there should have indicated he's already communicating with her dad, or how he got some plans or whatever. And I've had a dream where he was saying bye, and he mentioned my daughter's name. He was saying bye, and I didn't, but it seemed like he was leaving instead of not her. But then when I first linked up with him, I seen him how he operates, doing certain stuff in a reverse type of manner. But of course, that's where the confusion come in, where it's reverse psychology type stuff plus a whole lot. Um, he's already proclaimed to be a little dyslexic and stuff like that. So just the way he operate or whatever. And I was like, I never would have thought, my daughter would truly be removed out of my house after once he said that or whatever. And, and concocted and conspired and made a ways to get her up out of here. But after that, I don't even think, or if I don't read too much in it, I don't try to find out. But I don't even think he's satisfied with that. But yeah, there's a lot of people that don't want me to have nothing, don't want me to smile. They want stuff to happen in my life, and when it does happen, they're still not satisfied. They don't want me to have no type of help, yet they can team up and team up with people that I've been involved with. But yeah, team up and come against me, gang up and all that. And I don't take too well to gangs and cliques and people that like to jump people and stuff like that. And that's what I can't stand. But it is what it is. Because if I open up and I tell you that I don't, that this is not what I like and stuff like that, or I just expect you to treat me like you want to be treated, then and you don't, and you do something otherwise, then hey, that's the decision you made. But yeah, I know I came from talking about women of the movement to this. I just had to like incorporate it into my life and where I see it playing out. But yeah, I do not. Back to the old girl. I don't be thinking about her. I wasn't thinking about her, but I feel like he tried to like mesh my life with hers. And again, that's some ugly, nasty funk, stank, nasty confusion that you trying to do. You trying to yeah, you letting her read emails and stuff, and basically that person can start talking like me, start trying. That person asking me, what did me and you do it behind closed doors when she's, I guess, trying to do something similar to basically come into agreement with what you wanted, like try to become me or take I don't know, take on my characteristics or whatever. I'm good. And so that's the madness that these N words be out here. Or as Cynthia G be saying, these dusties, these three trash bag dusties be out here, they be on, and I don't like it. I don't like it not one bit. I don't appreciate it. And y'all out here trying to convince females and stuff that what one won't do, she will, another one will. And I mean, why can't you just work with what you got? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Especially if she's really genuinely trying to work with you, but whatever. So that's why I'm just like, never going back to the way. And yes, that's a gospel song, but that's what I'm feeling right now. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, girl, honey, I just felt some type of relief when I just referenced her again on that. I'm like, girl, I don't know what you gonna have to deal with and face. Like to me, it seemed like you already faced, and I don't know if you overcame, but it's like it seemed like it seems like I don't want to get into feeling because I don't want to feel nothing that she feel or anything like that. I do not want to be connected to her. I don't want to know her like that. But it seems like that she may have already faced some stuff, and then and I don't know how she went through it or whatever. I'm not even saying that she even overcame it. But love, you better call on the Lord, honey. You better call on the Lord. But when you come into contact with this dude, and again, I feel like too, almost equally, when he came in contact with her, maybe it's some kind of equally. I was gonna say equally yoked, but I think it's in the opposite part. Y'all was just equally competitive with each other and all that, whatever, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna analyze whatever they got going on. All I know was my dealings with him, personally. But I'm gonna tell you, like, I guess like his daughter's mom first told me, stay prayed up. You if you should have stayed prayed up. Should already knew how to be prayed up, honestly. But if you don't, honey, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: don't send him over bothering with me. Now, if he ever came around me, he know he better come correct. But I don't even see that happening. I don't. I didn't. I don't necessarily want to see that because I don't really be seeing him and my boys like that. Like they do. They look similar to him or whatever. But I'm telling you, I don't look at my children as their you your daddy's son. You your dad. I don't do that. They are individuals, and I'm gonna tell you, especially my younger one. He definitely look like it. He look like his daddy, but I don't spend my life every day like, oh, you look like your dad. You know what I'm saying? Being infatuated with him or hating him. I just I'm trying to dismiss him, kind of, sort of. I am being dismissive. I mean, and this was a man that I really, 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 this is a male, excuse me, I really, really loved. Like, for real. Like, I mean, I was loving this man. There was a joke today that somebody put up, and of course, I think about him, like, or if it's a Kevin Hart type thing, or just something like surrounding comedy or funny, and I catch myself even for a split second just thinking about, dang, he's a funny dude. Like he is a funny dude. I just wish that he would have tapped more into that instead of dabbled into witchcraft and stuff like that or whatever he want to call it. He said he was spiritual, and that's fine and dandy, but you need to when you spiritual is certain stuff, you either tapping into something dark works or something regarding the kingdom of light, and he probably did both, but I feel like he did more. He leaned more to the dark because he flat out told me my mom was evil, my dad is evil. I don't have no choice. That's so he felt helpless or whatever, and I can understand that when both of your parents, honey, if both of your parents corner you and you ain't got nowhere to go, then yeah, you don't really got no, you got no choice against your parents. They can intimidate you. Now, God can bring you out of that, but they can intimidate you. And both of my parents have done that physically. They didn't, now spiritually, they might have tried it too, but definitely physically, they cornered me, honey, and there wasn't nothing I could do. I was trying to go out a window one time, and they both tried to stop me, and they didn't hurt me or nothing like that. They just blocked me off from going, because I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with this. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all better sort through, but don't try to put me, I feel like, don't try to put me in the middle. And I mean, when I took my daughter to the mall with her dad, I didn't put her in the middle of nothing. Because the thing, baby, I'm a step for mine. And when I say step, I don't mean go shoot and kill nobody. I mean, if that's necessary, I mean, but oh, and then I'm thinking about the concentration camps and stuff like that, and Anne Frank and all that. Just seeing those dead bodies just laying like they were just useless people to somebody, just dead bodies, not eating, starving them and stuff like that. That was just crazy, man. Anyway, that's a whole different topic for a different day. But yeah, I don't, I think I probably made my daughter feel like she was in the middle, but girl, I'm in. I don't even want to be in the middle, but I'm on the front lines to me when it comes to me dealing with your dad. I might not like it, and I didn't like it because I don't like him, and I just don't like the way he handles stuff. It was definitely immature, but I wasn't finna put her in the middle of it or whatever. But anyway, um, I don't know. She just wanted to get in the middle. I don't know. I don't know how that all that transpired. Be revealed one way or another. Um, I know that the boys' dad a long time ago said was explaining to his so-called uncle. Was it his great uncle? Or was his daddy's brother? So it's his uncle. Yeah. And he was saying about mentioning about my daughter. Yeah, she is real. Just speaking about her. And it's like, I don't know what kind of plans or whatever y'all think y'all got regarding my child, but get rid of them. And I spoke up and I was like, who not? And he was like, ain't nobody talking to you. Like looking at me like, basically when men are speaking, you need to be. I did shut up. I ain't gonna stand in front because I'm already at. I was at a so-called event that He invited me to. Said I was a last resort, but he invited me to. And I'm thinking, I guess I should have knew then that I was the last resort. I don't know if he told me that before I came or after, but I mean, he bold enough to tell me before. But yeah, so I should have took that as a red flag. Like, oh, I'm not going there. All right, then I'm gonna holler at me when you make me a priority. But okay, but I went or whatever just because I wasn't doing that, and I feel like it was meant for me to go just to get the experience. I feel like God will allow you to get that experience, even if it's somewhere that he know you're gonna be for short term or not as long as you think you're gonna be. Because I wasn't there short term with him. Um, and I guess for you to fill it out and be like, oh, oh no, I'm out. But yeah, he was referencing my daughter, saying, she real, and it was just it wasn't really what he was saying, but it was the way he said it. And I'm like, like y'all licking y'all chops regarding my daughter, and I don't know what y'all think this is, cause I'm gonna step for mine. And when I say step, it can be prayer, it can be I'm gonna eat, I'm going, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna step for mine, behind mine, and in front of mine, not even behind, but in front. So that was that. And I remember that. That was like 2013 ish or something like that. When I had just lost a job or something like that. So I was able to go out there with him, and I don't feel like he was acting funny. I just feel like he was. I think he was being protective in a way, but it really would look like he was acting funny, and it seems stupid, but I mean, and that's like one of the first times that I've really acknowledged that it was something protective or whatever it was, something protective about him, but it was just in an idiotic way. Like, it was still in a coward type of way. And that's hard. You want somebody to protect you, and I guess even if it means that they look like a idiot or a coward or whatever, but you getting protected. But that's so tough. Like, that's difficult because it still brings about or some bouts of confusion. So, I pray that all gets sorted out. That if you're trying to be a protector and you're standing up for somebody, it really looks like you're standing up for them. If you're cowering, you really look like you're a coward. You know what I'm saying? It don't be no blurred lines or whatever. So yeah, but anyway, that's that on that for right now. Cause I've been going and I've been here for 50 minutes already. So let me step on off of here. I might go back and try to watch Women of the Movement some more, but I don't know. I really felt I don't. You know what? I might not even finish it. I don't know. I want to, but it's some stuff that I'd be like, I don't know how serious I can even take the character of Mamie Till. I know the lady is deceased now, but I just don't know how serious I can take certain stuff, like even like BLM and stuff like that. Like I don't know. So, and again, I get it when she was crying in the series. It made you know what I'm saying. It make you feel like, dang man, make you feel down, but I don't necessarily I can't put my finger on something. So I'm just getting up there. That thing is making me like sigh, like Lord, what went on? What really went on? Like I'm not even trying to do research about it, but what really happened? Like was it justified? What happened? So I don't know. Then they say the lady came back and admitted that she lied, and so yeah, I'm gone because I don't really want to get into all that.